Kirk, just first of all, defeat on the road today. How would you reflect on the 90 minutes?
Yeah, frustrating. Obviously played well, I thought, the first half, even though we went in 1-0 with a deflection. Second half was a bit of 50-50, a wee bit of basketball, if I'm being honest. They had chances, we had chances, but no one really controlling the game. And unfortunately, we don't take our chances, it comes back to bite us in the backside.
Yeah, and in terms of the way that we conceded as well, it was a real sickener with the timing of it and the manner of it, wasn't it?
Yeah, minute before half time, we have a corner, they break. Should probably be a wee bit more streetwise, just stop the game, if I'm being honest. Take the foul and then reset, and then they break and have had a big deflection, and that kind of changes the manager's team talk.
And you mentioned as well the change in the second half. Do you feel that the fact that it was a bit back and forth was just due to the fact, chasing that goal and trying to get back into it?
Yeah, that's it. You're chasing the game, you're trying to get back into it, but it leaves you open for the counter. Luckily enough, they never taken their chances, but they had a couple of chances, we had a couple of chances, but the game kind of just fizzled out in the end.
Yeah, and it goes back to the old saying that goals change games, doesn't it? Because at 0-0, if we can get ahead with a couple of the chances early on as well, it does change it, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%. If we go in 1-0 up at half time rather than 1-0 down, it does change the game. We can sit in and hit in the counter the way they did. But yeah, that will come. It's a new team, new players, maybe not up to full match fitness, the new guys. So yeah, hopefully the goals come.
And for you personally as well, you were back out there on the pitch after a bit of time out with injury. How did you find it personally? Yeah,
probably back a wee bit earlier than what I thought. It was quite a bad injury I had. But yeah, lucky to get playing. Barely picked up a wee niggle, which left him out of the team, and I come in. Just unfortunate for him. But he'll be back next week, full 100%. I know he came on today, but he probably wasn't 100% to start today. So yeah, luckily enough come in a wee bit tired the last half an hour because I've only trained this week. So yeah, good to be back among the boys and training things, but unfortunately not get the win.
And looking ahead to next week's game against Airdrie, back home, in terms of the last two games at home, Hamilton, game that we felt we could have maybe taken more from, and of course the Falkirk game as well. A chance to now go out there and try and pick up that one?
Yeah, 100%. Well, the performance has been good at home. Hamilton, we should probably come away with 3 points. Another game, you probably win that 3 or 4-0. Falkirk, 2-0 up, probably should win that game, which is frustrating. But as I say, we're not getting into games where we're a million miles off it. There's nothing between the teams. It's a deflection that's killed us the day. Probably the best chance of the game we not took, so yeah, unfortunately it's frustrating, but as I say, we're not far away.